littler unit like 1 liter, like this small Gatorade, smaller than a 2-liter, soda. A milliliter is like a dropper. So if you've ever like fed a baby bird, or if you've ever had the medicine that you drop off that we do give to babies sometimes, that's a milliliter. So not a lot. And there are 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter. 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter. Again, it's just very easy to convert these because we can move those units of 10 very easily. So again, if we're thinking about what would make sense, if we're talking about the amount of water in your bathtub, we should measure that in liters, because that's going to be a lot of drops of water to fill up a bathtub. Okay, but if we are measuring the amount of medicine we take when we have a cold, milliliters might be the better option for that. So just keep that in mind, what makes sense, and let's do some converting on these. So if I have 743 liters, how many milliliters is that going to be? Well, if I know that there are 1,000 milliliters in a liter, and I'm going from bigger to smaller, this is going to be a very big number, because it's going to take a lot of little drops to equal 743 liters. So I'm going to multiply by 1,000. Like I said, you can take and say 1,000 times 743. And then you're going to do a whole lot of times 0, times 0, times 0. You can do that if that's the way you prefer. But remember, we have a lot of knowledge about the place value system. So we know if we're multiplying by 1,000, we are just moving 3 places in value. Our decimal is going to be here, and we're going to put our 3 zeros there. 743,000. Because we multiplied 10, 100, 1,000. That's 1,000 times 743. All right, let's try another one. Let's start with our milliliters. What if I have 581 milliliters and I want to know how many liters that is? Here I'm going from smaller to bigger. I'm going to divide. I know there's 1,000 milliliters in a liter. So if I'm having to divide, that means I'm going backwards 3 places. 10, 100, 1,000. And this makes sense because I know there's 1,000 milliliters in a liter. I didn't have 1,000. I had about half of that. So 581 thousandths makes sense because it's less than 1. All right, let's do one more. Let's do 1 3/10 liters. That's a decimal. 1 3/10 liters would be how many milliliters? So I'm going from bigger to smaller, so I'm going to multiply. And I know if I'm multiplying by 1,000, I'm moving 1, 2, 3 units. And that would be 1,300 milliliters. And that makes sense because I know that 1 liter is 1,000 and I had 3/10. So that I had to multiply that by 1,000. So I know it's going to be more than 1,000, but not a whole lot more than 1,000. All right, and so that is metric capacity, what we're doing, liquid measurement.